So the first thing that we're going to do to set up our week 1 experiment is we're going to find a round object, maybe like a broom handle. Here we had some metal tubing. And then we're just going to take a piece of tape on each side and tape it down to keep it from rolling while we work. The next thing that we're going to do is we need to tie our spring that we're testing to the crossbar. So you just thread your string through there. And you want to make sure it's really nice and tight. So you can always do like a shoelace tie. Just tie it up. Nice and tight.
Alright, next you're gonna take a piece of tape and tape it to your ruler. And you're gonna tape it next to your spring. Make sure they're parallel. And after that, you're gonna take your hook and your and your plastic bag. All you're gonna do is puncture it through it. And after that, you're gonna hang your hook on the spring.
So one important thing to notice is if you look at our ruler, we have our inches side going closer to the spring. What we actually want is we're going to take the ruler off. We're just going to place it on the other side. So this way we have centimeters and millimeters facing our ruler, which is what we want our end units to be in meters. So instead of converting from inches to centimeters, we just use centimeters. So the next piece of equipment we're going to use is going to be a spring scale. And so one of the important things about a spring scale is you need to zero it whenever it has nothing on it. So to zero it, you're going to take this red disc, you're going to make sure that's equal to 0 with no weights. You're going to do that by twisting this screw up top. So you're just going to keep twisting it until you get to 0.
Okay, so for the next step, we're gonna take the spring balance, which is in newtons with this letter N, and grams with the letter G. For this case, we're going to use the N, which, and to keep in mind is that each little line is 0.05. So when you're measuring, keep that in mind. You take it off the bag from the spring. You can take anything from your house to put in the bag. Just make sure that it doesn't exceed 500 grams, because that's the limit of the spring. You can put your items in the bag, flip it up so it doesn't fall out. Then you're gonna hang it on the spring balance. And then you're gonna read it. And in this case, it's 2.05. And you're gonna write that down in your packet. All right, so for the next step, you're gonna measure the distance of the spring from the top of the ring to the bottom of the ring. In this case, it is gonna be millimeters. So this for at a normal position is gonna be 52 millimeters. And then you're gonna hook your bag onto the spring, and you're gonna see it stretch out. And then you're gonna take your ruler, and then you're gonna measure the distance from the top of the ring and the bottom of the ring again. In this case, it's about 132 millimeters. And then you're gonna write that down in your paper, and this is just the first one of the trials, and as the trials go on, you add little by little to the bag until you finish or get close to 500.